Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will have a lecture on that is bracket bolted connections. In previous lectures, we have seen the different bolted connections in case of lap joint or in case of butt joint. We have already find out the number of bolts required for lap joint. We have already find out the number of bolts required for butt joint also. Now, a important concept is in today's lecture we will cover about the bracket bolted connections. So, bracket bolted connection is very important. So, first we have to have the concept what is bracket bolted connections. We have go through the concept of bracket bolted connections. So, I am having one slide related with this bracket bolted connections. So, it is in this bracket bolted connections how it looks or what is the concept behind how to find out the number of bolts required for connecting of this bracket to a main I sections. Okay, here there is a column flange is there, there is a column I section is there. Here you can see the vertical I section is there. This I section it has been connected with the help of this bracket plate. It has been connected with the help of this bracket plate. Okay, with the help of these bolts. So here there are the bolts, six number of bolts. It is just the example. So here this I connection, it is connected. Here the bracket it has been connected with this I sections with the help of bolts. So we have to design the number of bolts required in order to take this load. In order to take this load, suppose this load is P kilonewtons or 15 or 20 kilonewtons. Okay, so this load will be taken by these two brackets. First is the front bracket and the back side brackets. Okay, the load will be taken by these two brackets. So we have to find out the number of bolts required in order to resist the load, in order to resist the load, in order to take the load. Okay, so we have to design these I sections, and along with that we have to design the number of bolts required along with the size of bolt, along with the size of bolt. Okay, so this I sections it has been connected with the two brackets is there, and again it has been the load taken by this two brackets will be distributed by this I section from front and back. After passing a center line from this, so here we can have the front view of this bracket connections. The front view of this is nothing but it is just the bolts are there in front, and there is a load taking. This is nothing but the bracket plate. This is nothing but the I sections. So which already I have shown here the I sections. So it is in front view. This part, this rectangular part is I sections. This cut portion is nothing but the bracket portions, and this load it is directly here taken. And we have to find out first the intensity. Intensity in the sense eccentric distance, sorry, eccentricity, the distance of this load from the center of the bolt. Here the center, here we are passing from this point. Okay, here this is if I are drawing a line here, so from this point to the load where the point at which the load it has been applied, this eccentric distance to be calculated. Okay, so this eccentric distance, because this will result, this eccentric distance will result the movement cost. Okay, so we have to find out this distance from this load to this, that is after dividing this into two parts, after dividing this bolts numbers into two parts. So here it has been divided into two parts. Okay, so we have to find out this eccentricity of this load, eccentric distance of this load. Okay, so P into E is nothing but the moment. We will see in the problems, but here I am just showing the figure how this actually how the load taken by this bracket, and how to find out the that is nothing but the number of bolts required or diameter of bolts required. So all these things it will be cleared in next. Okay, so here I am having the notes related with the bracket connections. So here there is a figure given for the bracket connections. Okay, here there is a figure which I have already shown you. It is somewhat the things you should understand the different things which has been given. So here P it has been given as 50 kilonewtons. The load taken by this frame it is nothing but 50 kilonewtons, that is factor load. P here it has been given as 50 kilonewtons. So here we are applying the force of 50 kilonewton. Okay, here the force it has been applied as 50 kilonewton. Then this distance to the bracket where the bracket where the I section starts, this distance it has been given as 150 mm. 150. This distance up to this point it has been given as 150 mm. Okay. Remaining distance, the I section, the width of I sections it has been given as 55, that is 140 plus 55 plus 55. So this is nothing but the total distance. It is given in the that is in question. Okay, in the question this distance it has been given, that is nothing but 140 plus 55 plus 55. Okay, this 250 distance it has been given from this point to this point. The distance is total, it has been given as 250. So this distance it has been given as 250 from this point, sorry, from this point to this point. This distance is given as 250. Okay, it has been given as 250, but we have to find out this distance, how this 140 it has been calculated. This 250 is directly given. Again, this 50 edge distance is also given, and 80 pitch distance is also given. This 80 and 80 are the pitch distance, whereas this 50 and this is edge distance. This is also given. First we have to find out the eccentricities, that is E. How to find out this E? Okay, which things are given, it is most important. Okay, 150 it has been given, the distance of load from where the bracket load it has been acting from the bracket to the connection, that is I section. This 150 is given, and this 250 is given. Only this part is given. Whereas this, how we have calculated this 150 or 55 or 55, we have to refer this I sections. So this I section it has been given ISHB, Indian Standard High Beam, 350, which is at the 674 kg per meter. That means this 350 it is having 350s of different sizes, different weights. Kg per meter is nothing but the weight. So 674, you have to take ISHB 350 of 674 kgs per meter. We have to take this of 674 kgs per meter. That means two things are given. First thing, this I section it has been given. We have to use this I section for this, that is vertical part. Next, load is given. Rest we have to design. Everything we have to design. Okay. Rest part is not given. In this problem, only the load taken is given and ISHB is given. We have to provide this by the thumb rule. We are providing 20 mm diameter bolts. Okay, this diameter of bolts it has been not mentioned. This part we will take by ourselves. Okay, this part we will take. This part we will assume. Okay, provide this. So here in this case, this factored load is given, ISHB is given, this 150 distance is given, this 250 distance are given, and this 80, 80, 50 and 50, that is edge distance and pitch distance are given. So first we have to decide the diameter of bolt. So here we are providing the diameter of bolt as 20 mm. We are assuming the diameter of bolt as 20 mm, and we are assuming the grade of steel as 4.6 grade. Okay. So these two things we are assuming. We are assuming the diameter of bolt as 20 mm. We are taking the grade of 4.6 grade of steel I sections. Okay. So these two things we are assuming. 50 is given, ISHB is given, and this 250 and these vertical distances are given of this I sections. How to find out this eccentricity, and how this 140 mm it has been calculated? How this 140 mm it has been calculated? So we have to refer this ISHB 350 at the rate 674. So I am going through the that is steel tables. I am referring the steel table for this. So I am directly I have taken this steel table ISHB 350. So while solving this bracket problem, you have to keep in mind, you have to keep in hand the that is IS 800 2007. Along with that, we have to refer the steel table also. If you are having the steel table, you have to purchase the steel table, or it is available on Google, that is on website also, on sites also. So you can refer the that is IS code which has been available on sites, or you can purchase the IS code also, and that is steel table also. Okay. So I am referring the steel table ISHB 350. This 670, here there are ISHB of two types. One is ISHB 350, that is 67.4, and next is ISHB 350 of 72.4. But in my question it has been given as ISHB 350, we have to use 674. Here it has been given in centimeters. Okay. Here while converting it comes to be 674, that is kg per meter. It comes to be 674 kg per meters. So I am referring why, because this 674 it has been given in the questions. So instead of this 2 that is 350, we are referring this ISHB 350 this portion. Why? Because it has been given, that is we have to use the weight of 674 67.4 kg per meters. This weight it has to be taken care. I have highlighted this whole row. Now which things are given in this IAS code? So I am referring the top portion of this. So here I sections, as I have already said, we have to reuse the I section for this designing purpose. So we are using this I section for this designing purpose. Okay. So these I sections are, we are referring, or we are using this I sections. Again, the weight per meters, it has been given as 67.4 kg per meters. What about the load taken by this I sections? In newtons, 660 61.2, it is not used. What is the sectional areas? In some cases the sectional areas of this I section it has been used. So here we can use this sectional areas also. So here the area in centimeter square it has been given as 85.91. Okay. What is the depth of sections? That means what is depth is nothing but h, from this top portion to this bottom portion. This h is been given as 350. That itself in the name ISHB 350 it has been given as depth. So this indicates the depth. 350 itself indicates the depth, but in separately it has been mentioned here. The depth of section h is been given as 350, that is in mm. What is the width of flange? Bottom B and top B it has been given as 250. Here also the thickness of flange is also important. In some cases we have to use this thickness 11.6. Okay. So here in some cases we have to use this thickness of flange as 11.6. So here we can use this 11.6 also, the thickness of flange. What is the thickness of flange? That is overall thickness of flange, that is bottom flange and top flange. The thickness it has been taken as 11.6, which will be used for further cases. Okay, we can use this 11.6 also. What is the thickness of web? This vertical portion is web. What is the thickness of web? It has been given for ISHB 350, 8.3. What is IXX? It has been given as 19154, 19159.7. It has been given as IXX. IYY is also given. Radius of gyrations are also given. The radius of gyrations along x-axis and y-axis it has been given. Okay. But beyond this, in next page numbers, ISHB 350, some extra parts it is also given. Okay. So here the same, you have to refer this. This was page number 14. Here it is page number 15. Again, some extra part of this 350 it has been given. What is that extra part of 350? It has been given here. This is ISHB 350. It has been continued. Next page numbers, horizontally many things it has been mentioned. Okay. So it is the continuation portion of the page number of ISHB 350. Extra part is modulo of section. It has been given as ZXX of this I section. ISHB it has been given here. Again, radius of root it has been given. Radius at toe it has been given. Shape of flange it has been given. Slope of flange, h1, h2. These all things are given. But I have to keep you in your mind that we have to take this G is important. The thing which you have I have understanding you. We have to use this G concept. What is G? G is nothing but this. It has been given here. Okay? This distance is nothing but G. G is the distance between the two bolts. If we are tightening this with the help of bolts, the center to center distance of the two bolts is nothing but the G. G is nothing but the gauge distance. G is nothing but the gauge distance, center to center distance. How much gauge distance it has been given in this? 140 gauge distance is given. Okay? So this 140 I am using here. The whole thing which I have explained regarding the steel table is 140. We have to take this 140 from this gauge column. We are taking this 140 from this gauge column. So again I am referring this. Yes. Here this 140 I have taken from this gauge distance, which from ISHB that is ISHB 350 667.4 kg per meter. So this 140 I have taken from steel table. This 140 gauge distance I have taken from steel table. This is nothing but the gauge distance. Okay. So this gauge distance we have taken G it has been given taken as 140 from the steel table. It has been taken as 140 from steel table. Okay, 140 from steel table. So this 250 was given 150 140 minus किया तो कितना होगा 250 minus 140 it comes to be 140 250 minus 140 so 250 minus 140 it comes to be 110 110 divided by 2 it comes to be 55 and 55. In this way we have divided this distance. This 250 was given, but in order to find out the eccentric distance of this load from this point to the center of this bolts to the center of this plate, so this for this case we have calculated. First we have find out 140 from IS HB, that is steel table. After 250 minus this 140 it comes to be 110 divided by that is 2 55 and 55. In this way this 55 we have calculated and this 55 we have calculated after referring the steel table for 140 kilonewtons. Okay? So in this way we have decided the distance by referring the steel table ISHB 350, that is 67.4 kg per meters. Then what is the distance? So this distance is again we have to find out this from this point to this point the distance. So this half 140 is 70. 70 plus 55 is the remaining distance, plus 150 is the original distance which has been given. So in this way the total distance is 150. 150 from this point it is 150 plus 55 plus 70. So it comes to be 245. Okay, it comes to be 245. 150 from this part up to this end. 55 is the distance after dividing this with 2 110 divided by 2 it comes to be 55. So this distance is 55 and this distance is 140 divided by 2 it comes to be 70. So 70 plus 55 plus 150 it comes to be 245. So here E is nothing but 245. So after all calculations it comes to be 245 mm. Okay, so it comes to be 245 mm. Okay, this part it is understood. Here we have calculated the eccentric distance of this load about the center of the plate by referring this IS steel table also from 140. This part is given 50, 80 and 80, there is the edge distance and pitch distance, these are given. Okay. So here we are assuming the diameters of bolt as 20 mm, the diameter of hole by adding with factor of safety as 2 by referring the table from IS 800 2007. We have to take this 20 plus 2, that is comes to be diameter of hole as 22, DNA as 22. What is ASB? The same procedure is there because this 20 mm diameters of bolt we are using in number of numericals. So I have directly taken this value as area of shank portion as 310. 314, how it has been calculated? So pi by 4 d square. Pi by 4 d square, so pi by 4 d is in this case is 20 square, so pi by 4 20 square is, it comes to be 314.16. What about the area of the threaded portions? A and B area of the threaded portion, it is 0.78 times the area of the shank portions. Okay, so 0.78 times 314.16, 0.78 times 314.16, it comes to be 245 mm square. These things already we have number of numericals we have taken care. Again in this we are assuming the grade of steel as 4.6. For the 4.6 we have to take these things by referring by again by IS 800 2007 for 4.6. FUB is ultimate tensile strength of steel, that is 400 Newton per mm square for 4.6 grade. 410, that is ultimate stress for plates is also 410 Newton per mm square. Fe is 250 Newton per mm square. So these things we are repeatedly using for grade 4.6 from steel, that is IS 800 2007. Again this pitch value it has been given in this given figure, that is 80 is the pitch value. So here directly we have taken the pitch values as 80. Edge distance from this point to the last bolt to the where the plate ends, this distance is edge distance. Again, I have already taken care, I've already discussed about the in previous few lectures, what is pitch distance, what is edge distance, how it is to be measured. Okay, how to understand whether this distance is a pitch distance, horizontal distance along x direction distance is the pitch distance, or along y direction distance is the pitch or edge distance. So this confusion, it is to be clear. The here load, it has been applied in vertical directions, so vertical distances are pitch and edge distances. Okay, in vertical directions, along in the direction where the load rate has been applied, the same in the same directions the pitch and edge distance we have to take. So this pitch distance is nothing but along this vertical direction. So vertical distances are center to center distance of the intermediate bolts are the pitch distance, and edge distance is the end bolt distance, edge distance. Okay, it has been given as 50. Again, we have to first, we are calculating this, that is kb value, which has been used for the bearing strength of bolts. Okay, we are using the same concept, bearing strength of bolt and tensile strength of, that is the shear strength of bolt. Okay, first we are finding out kb, which will be used for further, that is calculations. So minimum of 4 values, we have to refer the page number 75 for this design strength of shear strength of, that is the bearing strength of bolt. So we have to refer the IS code from page number 75, this calculations to be taken. So kb is the minimum of 4 values. So how to find out kb? E upon 3d0. So E is nothing but edge distance, 50 divided by 3d0 is nothing but 22, it comes to be. What about the pitch distance? Second value is P upon 3d0 minus 0.25, it comes to be 80 is the pitch distance, 3 multiplied by 22. Here diameter of hole is 22, minus 0.25, it comes to be the value. Again, FU upon FUB, it comes to be 400 divided by 410, it comes to be 0.97. Again 1. So out of these 4 values, the value of first, it comes to be 50 divided by, here I am calculating the values of this. So 50 divided by 3 into 22. So it comes to be 0.75. So here the value is 0.775. Okay, here the value is 0.75. You can calculate this value, 0.75. Okay, the minimum value is the first value, 0.75. You can calculate this value also, 80 divided by, here I am calculating the value as 80 divided by 3 into 22 minus 0.25. Okay, it comes to be 0.96. Okay, it comes to be 0.96. This value, it comes to be 96, but minimum value is this 0.75, so we are taking this kb as 0.75. The procedure and steps are little bit that is same. Some in some steps there are some changes, it has been taken care. Then we have to find out the bolt value. How to find out the bolt value? The bolt value is the minimum of 2 values, that is the shear strength of bolt or the bearing strength of bolt. The shear strength of bolt, the same formula is there. VDSB, refer page number 75 of IS 800 2007. The bolt value is the minimum of design strength of shear or design strength of bearing. So VDSB is nothing but FUB divided by square root of 3 gamma MB, that is 1.25, NN, ANB, NS and ASB. So in every problem we have taken this NS ASB as 0, NN is number of planes, intersection planes we have taken as 1. What is A and B? Already we have calculated area of the shank, that is the threaded portions. Okay? Area of the threaded portions here we have taken as 245. 1 into 245, it comes to be, all after all calculations, it comes to be 45.26 kilonewtons. What about the bearings? Bearing in bearings, VDPB is nothing but 2.5 times 0.75 20 NTF, 2.5 times KB. This 0.75 is KB. 20 is D, TF divided by gamma MB. This formula, it has been taken care from the IS, that is Indian Standard 800 2007. So this formula, it has been given in IS. Okay, bearing strength of bolt or shearing strength of bolt. Directly it has been taken 2.5 times KB into D into T divided by gamma MB. That is 2.5 times KB into D into T divided by gamma MB. So 2.5 KB is after of 4 minimum values. The minimum of 4 values, it comes to be 0.75. Here diameter of bolt, this is nothing but the diameter of bolt. D is nothing but diameter of bolt. What about TF? As I've already I've showed you from the steel table. So we have to take the value from steel table of TF for the steel section as 11.6 from steel table. Okay, for IS HB 350. So directly we have taken this value as 11.6. What about gamma MB? It is 1.25. So VDPB is, it comes to be 142.62. The minimum of two values, the minimum is the bolt value. The minimum of this, there is the design strength of shear and design strength of bolt. The minimum is nothing but the shear, that is 45.26. So here after that, moment, how to find out the moment? Moment is the load into the eccentric distance. So E we have taken as 275. I have shown you how to calculate the distance E. That is the from where the load it has been applied to the center of the plate. This distance is nothing but the eccentric distance. It comes to be 275. After calculations, it comes to be 275. So 50 plus 275, it is nothing but 13.75 into 10 to the power 3 kilonewton, that is mm. Agar if we are converting this into meters, so it will be 13.75. So we are using this, we are calculating in mm. Why? Because eccentricity it is in mm, so we have taken this in mm. The movement is nothing but 13.75, that is 10 to the power 3 kilonewton mm. Next is nothing but the bolted parameters. So here the four numbers of bolts were applied. What was the pitch distance which has been given in the questions? So 80 was the pitch distance given. What about the gauge distance? Here from this point to this point, the gauge distance was given as 140. So here 70 and 70 it has been given as the distance. So this 70 it has been given, and this 70 is also given. Okay, this 70 and 70. So this total distance from this point to this point, it comes to be 140. So this distance is nothing but the 140. 70 plus 70 is 140, that is the gauge distance. But this 80 and 80 it has been given. We have to find out the radius of gyration, that is the distance of all these 6 bolts with respect to the center of plate. With respect to the center of plate. Okay? With respect to the center of plate. I am repeating, we have to find out the distance, that is R, of all the 6 bolts with respect to the center of plate. Okay, so we are dividing the whole plate into 4 parts. We are dividing the whole plate into 4 parts. So this dotted portion, while dividing the 4 parts, so this part will be at center. This bolt will be at center. Okay, one bolt will be the above the line, and these 2 bolts will be the below of x and y axis. Whereas we have to find out the distance of all the 6 bolts with respect to this center. So we are giving the numbers for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to first we will find out the distance of 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then 6. Okay. So how to find out this distance? So this distance is inclined distance. Okay. So we have to find out this one distance with respect to this. Okay. So how this hypotenuse distance to be calculated? Because center is this point, and we have to find out the distance of first number of bolt with respect to the center of the plate. Okay. So we have to find out this distance. Okay. Again this distance, and this distance is same. Okay. That means bolt number 1, bolt number 4, bolt number 3, and bolt number 6, they are at the same distance. Once we have calculated the distance of bolt number 1, the same it has been repeated for 3, 4, and 6. That means 1, 3, 4, 6, they are having at the same distance. So we have to find out the distance for these bolts. So that means this is nothing but the diagonal distance. So here we are having this horizontal distance as 70, vertical, that is pitch distance as 80. Okay. So how to find out the diagonal distance? So just the Pythagoras theorem, square root of horizontal square and vertical square. The horizontal square is 80, that is vertical square is 80 square and 70 square. So it comes to be 106.30. Thus just we are finding out the diagonal distance of these bolts. So in this way we have to calculate that is radius of gyrations of each bolt. In present case we are finding only the values of 1, the 3, 4, 5, but after that we have to find out the distance of this 2 and 5 also. Okay. So what is the distance? R1, R3, R4, and R6. That means radius of gyrations, or the distance of bolt number 1, bolt number 3, bolt number 4, and bolt number 6. It comes to be square root of 80 square plus 70 square. It comes to be 106. What about this R2 and R5? So we have to find out this distance. So it is it is along the same line. That means this distance is the 70 distance, so no need to apply the Pythagoras theorem. It is the directly a straight distance is there. So R2 and R5, it is at the same distance, that is 70. It is at the same distance, that is 70. So this radius of gyrations, the thing in how to find out the radius of gyration is very very important. This concept I am clarifying here. We have to first find out the radius of gyration, or the distance of all the four bolts, all the bolts which we are providing. Okay, distance of each bolt. This problem was very simple. Why? Because it is having only 6 number of bolts. If there are 10 numbers of bolts, the complications will be more. If there are 20 number of bolts, if there are 16 number of bolts, okay, the bolts will be always be in an that is in even numbers. Okay, it will not be in odd numbers, it will be in even numbers. So the number of bolts, the more number of bolts, the more distances we have to calculate it. Here there are only the 6 bolts we have taken care. So we have calculated only the 6 distance. The 4 distance were same, and the remaining 2 distance were also same. Okay. So these 4 distances were R1, R3, R4, R6 were 106.30, and the remaining R2 and R5 were 70. What about the maximum distance out of these 2 bolts? The 106 is the maximum. So we have taken this R max as 106.30. Okay. What is the summation of all the radius of gyrations? The summation of all the 6 bolts. We have to summation of all the 6 bolts. What is the formula used? Summation of R square. That means radius of gyration square of all the 6 bolts. Okay. So how many numbers of this 106.30 bolts are there? 4 numbers. So we have taken as 4 R1 square. 4 R square. That is R1 square. Plus 2 R2 square. R2 and R3, R5, they are of 2 numbers. So 2 numbers of these 2 bolts, whereas 4 numbers of this 106. So 4 into that is 106.30 square, and 2 into that is 70 square. It comes to be 54998.76 mm. It comes to be 54998.76 mm. Okay, the square. Why square? Because it is summation of R square. We'll see where this R square will be used. Okay. Again, in the formula we are using tan theta, or we have to find out the theta also. So theta is nothing but only this 4 bolts will make an angle of theta. So theta will be opposite upon adjacent. The opposite here is 80, adjacent is 70. So 80 upon 70, theta is equal to tan inverse of 80 upon 70. It comes to be 48.81. Okay. Then how to find out the direct force in the bolt? What is the formula to find out the direct force in the bolt? So load taken by the bolts, that means in each bolt there will be a force taken by on each bolt. Okay. So direct force on each bolts. So FD is the force taken by each bolts. FD is the force taken by the each bolts. Total force in this problem, it has been given as 50, and the number of bolts is 6. So 50 divided by 6, that means the load taken by each bolt is 8.33 kilonewtons. The load taken by each bolt is 8.33 kilonewtons. Okay. So P upon number of bolts. So here force due to movement. Here in previous case we have taken as direct force in bolt, that is FD we have calculated. Here in this case we are calculating FM, that is the movement, force due to movement. So again, after taking the load on each bolts, there will be a moment caused on each bolts. There will be a moment caused by each bolts. Okay. How to find out the moment when it has been created on each bolts? The formula for the moment created by the bolts is nothing but force on the bolts is nothing but Fm is equals to capital M multiplied by R maximum divided by summation of R square. The formula used for this is nothing but M into Rmax, that is the radius of gyration, the maximum distance, and divided by summation of R square. What is M? M is the that is the moment. P into E. Already we have taken this M in P into E. So what is P into E? M is equals to P into E. It comes to be 13.75 into 10 to the power 3. So 13.75 into 10 to the power 3 we have taken as M directly. R max is, out of the two values, maximum value is 106.30. R square, we have just now calculated the value of R square, summation of R square. So it comes to be 54998.76. So 54998.76. All it has been taken in mm. What is the force due to movement? It comes to be 26.57, and converting this into meters, it comes to be 26.57 kilo Newton meters. Why? Because it is kilonewton meters. Why? Because it is movement. So 26.57 kilo Newton meters. Again, resultant force of all these 6 bolts. Okay, we have to find out the resultant force of this bolt. We have calculated the individual force taken by each bolt. We have calculated the moment on each bolts. Then lastly, we have to calculate the resultant of all 6 bolts. The resultant of all 6 bolts. Okay, the formula to find out the resultant for all 6 bolts, that is equals to Fr is equals to square root of Fd square, that is the direct force on the bolt square, moment, that is Fm square, moment on bolts, plus 2 Fm, Fd Fm cos theta. It is the simple formula which you have already seen in mechanics also. That is square root of Fd square plus Fm square plus 2 Fd Fm, that is cos theta. Everything we have calculated, every part we have calculated. Fd in previous case we have calculated as 8.33 square. Fm square just now we have calculated 26.57. All are in kilonewton meters. That is load is in kilonewton and distance are in meters. So 2 into Fd, again Fm and cos theta. The theta we have calculated in this case, which we are using just now, 48.81. So cos of 48.81. So it comes to be Fr, that is the resultant of force on each bolt, it comes to be 28.45. The resultant force on each bolt is 28.45. What is the bolt value? Bolt value is 45.6. Okay, the bolt value is 45.6 and the resultant force on each bolt is 28.45. That means bolt value is more as compared to the resultant force. That means the that it is safe. Okay, always the bolt value, it should be more than the resultant force. The bolt value should be more than the resultant force. So in this way we have calculated the resultant force taken by the bolts, different bolts, that is 6 number of bolts. Okay, so in this way we have calculated in today's lectures. The important thing we have discussed about the load taken by the bracket connections, how this load will be transferred to the each bolts, how we are calculating the force on each bolts, how we are calculating the moments on each bolts, and how we are calculating the resultant force on each bolts. Okay, finally it is safe because this resultant force, it is less than the bolt value. That means bolt value is more as compared to the resultant force. That means this problem is safe. Okay, so this is type number 1. It is very simple. In this problem these things was given, that is load was given, the distance of that load with the eccentric distance of bracket was given, and the bracket width is given as 250. The bracket width was given as 250. Okay, so these things was given, pitch value was given, edge distance was given. So with the help of all these values we have calculated the load taken by the bolts, all 6 bolts, and whether this load taken, it is safe or not, whether this 6 bolts which we have provided, it is safe or not. In after all calculations the conclusion was this, 6 bolts were safe to design. The 6 bolts which were already that is provided were safe to design. Okay, so here in today's lectures we will end this today's lecture. So anyone having doubts related with today's lectures, so they can discuss or they can ask me. Okay, here we will stop the today's lectures. Thank you everyone.